Starting with the top 10 spot in our list, as always for 9 months now, it's the XPR, SVD, and the SKS. Yeah, people were able to have a baby, and these 3 are still overpowered. Just like how we talked about the top 10 weapons from last season, the SVD is still the best semi-auto sniper rifle if you like to play passive and hold angles in the game. It can one-shot kill consistently if you hit the target's arms and chest up to about 40 meters, and infinitely as long as you hit the target on the head. With the slow mobility of this gun and its ability to spam your shots, it's definitely the best choice if you're a passive player. Next up, we have the XPR, which is the SVD, but for rushing. It can one-shot an enemy on the chest up to about 35 meters and infinitely as long as you hit your target on the head. It doesn't perform as well as the SVD when it comes to holding lanes, and where it truly shines is when it comes to aggressive sniping, thanks to it having the best mobility among all the snipers in the game and a really fast fire rate, which will be less punishing if you miss the shot. However, you can use the SKS if you want to play both passive and aggressive at the same time. It is not a one-shot kill weapon but a two-shot kill as long as you hit the enemy on the upper body, and you can one-tap on the head at all ranges. It is not easy to use, but if you're able to use it correctly, it's considered the best gun in the game. Here are the builds for you to use. As always, we have our good old M13. Still insane for the same reason as always, easy to use, good everywhere. It's been a few months since we explained in detail why this weapon is good, so we're gonna do a little brief this time. M13 has the second fastest fire rate among all the ARs, which makes missing shots less punishing than the low fire rate weapons in this list. It has a pretty decent mobility compared to the classic ARs, which makes it reliable in close range. It has a really great time to go up to 42 meters with the build I recommend, and it's really easy to exploit since it has no recoil, a very low flinch, a large mag, a fast ADS speed, and the BSA is pretty good for an AR like this. So definitely give it a try if you struggle controlling your gun in general. These two are pretty much the same in terms of stats, but to not waste your time, let me give you a quick summary. Both are meant to be used for very long range playstyle. If you want to be more versatile, I'll let you use the KN44 as it has better mobility in general. And if you only want to play at longer ranges, you should use the LK24 as it has a slightly easier to control recoil pattern, less flinch, and a better BSA. Here are the gunsmiths we use for it. You can build the LK24 to be even more stable for long range, but it'll be super slow in the end and it's not fast at all right now. We got our second noob friendly gun of the top 10 list with the PP19 Bison. The concept is the same. No recoil, low flinch, big mag, good for everything, but it does everything slightly better than the M13. Even if it's a noob friendly weapon, for it to be really effective you have to not hit the leg once, because the leg multiplier being 0.8, it just forces you to hit one more shot to get the kill in most situations. Quick example just to show you, at 35 meters, if you never hit the stomach or the legs, you'll get 276 milliseconds of time to kill. If you hit the leg once, then you'll get the kill in 368 milliseconds. And if for some reason you only hit the legs, you'll get a 416 milliseconds of time to kill at that range. This gun is the perfect example of what an aggressive SMG is. It has great damages up to about 20 meters, it has super fast mobility stats in general, whether it is movement stats or ADS speed, or even raise and drop time as long as the reload time. This gun is meant to be used in close quarters only, and it performs very well in that domain. Here's the gunsmith we use for it. If you struggle with the recoil or the flinch,
you can try to switch the skeleton stock to a light stock.
From this point forward, the ranking will depend on your playstyle and preference, but here are the top 5 weapons for the season. We deleted one of the Fennec builds compared to last season, but we'll explain the gunsmith in a future video. So as last season, we have the Fennec and the QQ9 as the two best CQC SMGs at this spot in the top 10 list. Even if they aren't really close in terms of stats, they both do the exact same thing. They destroy everything in close range fights. Both have a really good time to kill in close range with about 210 milliseconds, unless you're using the 10mm mag on the QQ9, which would make the 4-shot time to kill go to about 240 milliseconds, which is still incredibly fast. The Fennec shines through its hipfire abilities and its consistency in close range thanks to its incredibly fast fire rate. The QQ9 on its side shines through its consistency thanks to really good damage and a great hitbox, but also through its potential 3-shot kill in close range if you use the 10mm mag. Here are the builds we use for the Fennec and the QQ9. When you look at the Kilo right now, it looks good on every aspect, and it does. It doesn't have any downsides at any point, but it has one actually. It's that the Krig 6 is still in the game. The Kilo has 33 meters of consistent 4-shot kill and about 55 meters of consistent 5-shot kill. It has a pretty decent mobility for that type of range stats, and it's definitely one of the best weapons in the game. But it isn't as powerful as a Krig 6, which is why it's only right here. It's actually the only weapon that you have to put behind another in the top 5 because all the others can be put in front or behind each other. Here's the Gunsmith we use for the Kilo 141. Just the best LMG in the game right now. AR mobility with LMG performance everywhere else, especially the 30 meters of 4-shot kill and the 62 meters of 5-shot kill. As always, the list doesn't get old, and here's why the Holger is that high in the list. I'm not gonna explain why the Cordite and the CBR4 are here, as you guys already know why. But I want to talk more specifically about FFAR1. Before you guys ask, it's not in stage 4 because it hasn't been released long enough to be included in stage 4. And it was also banned in stage 3. The FFAR, when you first look at it, doesn't seem to be that great, but when you look into it in depth, well, it looks like a better CBR4 in terms of stats, apart from the SMG parts such as the mobility. Signu did a long video comparing the CBR4 and the FFAR, and what he can conclude, and we agree with it, was that if you're looking for a CBR4 2.0 that can also play long range a bit, then you should definitely use the FFAR, because even if it seems to have low damages with the fastest fire rate among all the ARs, it isn't a slow killing weapon at all. Here are the gunsmiths we recommend for these 3 weapons. Now let's move on to the final weapon on our list, which undoubtedly deserves its spot, the Krig 6. The Krig 6 has consistently proven its dominance over a considerable period of time. Its exceptional performance has remained unchanged, making it a force to be reckoned with in the game. One of the key factors contributing to its superiority is its remarkable 4-shot range. Furthermore, landing shots to the head or chest results in a lethal 3-shot kill. With its impressive mobility and a generous magazine size, the Krig 6 not only excels in specific scenarios but also proves to be an excellent choice for various situations. The Krig 6's versatility sets it apart from the rest, making it one of the most flexible weapons in the game. Its ability to outgun opponents in close quarters combat thanks to its potential 3-shot kill, and its effectiveness in medium range engagements, aided by both its damage output and minimal flinch, solidifies its position as the top tier weapon to wield. Here are the builds for the Krig 6. Shotguns are the most OP weapons that we almost exclusively don't include in the top 10 list because there can be a lot that can go into using it effectively. Want to learn more about it? Click this video to find out. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.